Jerry, I understand you've added another new defender. Can you tell us about that?
Danny Greenslade, natural left back, naturally left-footed player, player I've admired for many years. First came to my attention really at Weston-super-Mare when we played against him when I first came in. Really dynamic, wonderful delivery with his left foot, good energy levels, and a really, really good person, I've got to say. He's a great lad. So this now goes back then to Hereford, and we tried to sign him actually. I was pretty much agreed with him on a contract. And this tells you about the person as well. So at the time, he probably won't mind me saying this story. He'd had a small procedure on his knee, needed to go and have done. And at the last minute, he said, look, Jerry, I have to tell you that it looks like I'm probably going to have to go and have an operation on my knee. And it means you'd end up paying me for 4 months where I won't be available. And I found that astonishing, really, because a lot of players would have just said, right, we'll take the contract, get ourselves in, try and train a bit, and then I'll go and get my operation. So sort of carried on dialogue throughout the time, obviously seen that he's gone across to Chippenham, watched him closely there, saw him through the playoff games, and made contact with him once he was out of contract. And I was respectful to Chippenham Town Football Club. I wanted to make sure that their stuff was finished, i.e. like the Kieran Parcell scenario. And got talking to Danny, and it's come to fruition here and now. So really excited. What that does is it forms that natural left partnership. Those two played together, obviously, for the majority of last season over there. And I think at 28 years of age, we've got a player there that knows this league inside out. Great experience, great teammate to have for anyone. Real honest lad. We've seen that in what I spoke about. And again, another one that's going to really add to the group. And suddenly that group looks good age, good experience, and some solid professionals in there.
He was here before briefly, 2016, last season at Chippenham. He didn't play against us in either game. So for those who may be unaware, can you compare him to any of the other left-backs we've had at the club under your tenure?
It's slightly different. I mean, all the ones we've had, really. You look back to Strakes. Strakes is probably the most experienced one because he was the one when I came in. He liked to get forward, Strakes, liked to cut inside, didn't he, rather than on the outside. Danny very much is... He's got a bit of everything, really, as a fullback, I've got to say. He's very comfortable in possession of the ball. Technically, one of the best ones we've had. I've got to say that. Enjoys defending his 1v1s. Watched that closely during the playoffs. So whenever a winger tried to go on the outside, he backs himself a bit like Joe Raines. Really enjoys that. Will go to ground. Will make his tackles. And has an exceptional left foot. So when he's high up the pitch, there's some really good delivery coming in. We'll find players in between as well in those lines, in pockets of space. Got a diagonal on him as well. So he'd had a couple of injuries. He picked up why he didn't play against us, because people won't remember him because he didn't play against us this season. He had a freak accident in training where he fell on his shoulder, and he was missing through that Christmas campaign. But now fully fit, raring to go. Really excited to come to Bath City Football Club. I think he was 20 years of age last time he was here, and I think it was in a real dogfight when he came in, he said. And he's pleasantly surprised how much the club's changed. Having spoke to me, he's been here obviously before. He's coming up here with his partner as well. Be coming in today, looking around the place, being introduced to a lot of people, and he's going to fit in absolutely perfectly to our group.
Yeah, he said I thought he did well against us for Weston-super-Mare. He stood out again for a team at the wrong end of the table. Was that what caught your eye mainly?
Yeah, me and Jim were constantly talking about it. Whenever we played against Weston, he was the standout player, and whenever we looked at it, because we had Strakes, it wasn't like we needed one. But if we ever needed one, that was the one we were going to go and get. At the time, we liked Luke Purnell down there. We liked obviously Danny, but we had two exceptional players in both those positions. Obviously Ryan Clark and Anthony Straker. So yeah, over the course of time, we've changed our left back, haven't we, throughout the years? But this means we've got a contracted left back to us. We've taken in quite a few loans in that position before. Contracted to the football club. He lives this side of Cardiff, so it's only, I think he said it's something like 40 minutes to the training ground, ideal. And like I said, I know what I'm getting from this one. This is a really, really, really good signing for us. And it makes up a back four then, which we made up of contracted players. There'll be no loans in it. There'll be some competition in it as well. And whether I flip to a 3 or to a 4, players know they've got to play well to stay in the team, which is what I've been after. But his experience, the way he goes about his business, the way he carries himself, a bit like the other ones, is going to rub off on the whole group.
You looking for any more additions defensively, or do you think you've got the full complement now?
Yeah, we will do. We may take another one in. Probably this one may come in sort of like a loan maybe, this one, which will give us cover, someone who can come in and maybe be around us, play if we need him, maybe go back into his 23s at his parent club as well. I have identified, obviously the way I'm talking, I've identified the personnel, and that works perfectly. The parent club are happy with that. We'll see how that goes. But then you're talking about then 6 players that may go into a back 3 or into a back 4, which is what we've been after. So like I said, they'll all need to be on top of their game, and it gives us really good options. Whereas last year, we were constantly talking about it. We turned around and we haven't quite got what we want to go in like for like. This year, we certainly will. And if you look at the group as we are at this moment in time, you can see there's a real pattern forming with the type of people they are, real pattern forming with the experience they've got throughout their careers. And I'm really excited to see them all gel together.
Always hard work recently. I understand you've decided to give yourself a well-earned break.
Yeah, eventually, yeah. So I'll go away tomorrow. Sunday now, we're over at Twerton Park, all of us. But I should go away Monday, just through to the end of the week. I'm just going to chill out on the beach. I will have my phone, but there won't be any laptop, just in case there's anything that I need to speak to the powers that be, Paul, whatever. But I know Paul's taking some valuable time off as well. He needs that as well. So I think Paul's going to take the week off after a board meeting tomorrow. And we're really, really pleased. Downstairs a minute ago, we're really pleased. It's been a lot of hard work. I spoke to Paul yesterday. It has been hard work, but we feel like we've built a really good squad to date. We're hoping there might be a couple of additions still to it, but we're not panicking at all now. We've got a real good core. If you think back to last season, pre-season, we're coming back in and we only had probably about 11 players, 12 players in total, something like that. This time we've got real confidence. And what it's all about now, Mark, is making sure that the group come together. I've got no fears whatsoever that people like Danny will help that and add that, and people will feed off it. Be really interesting to see how pre-season games go, what the patterns will look like. Really excited to get coaching and get into the group about some real detail now. They're naturally such good professionals. The fitness levels are going to be there anyway. They've had their pre-season, pre-season packages that they need to do. And I know majority of them, all the ones we talk to, all the ones you've interviewed, are just wanting to get going. They're raring to get going. And that's what we need. It's going to be a long season. But we want to hit the ground running. We're not going to come out and make any bold statements. We're just happy with what we got, and we're going to get on with our work and see where we end up.